if there's any kid out here getting ready to go out to college, maybe you don't have anybody. Maybe the people that are your role models, or the people in your life, never went to school, don't know what to do, or they got some other issues. They may have mental health issues. They may have drug addiction. They just may have, just don't know. But I don't mind helping anybody, and anybody that know me would tell you that I do not.
I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. No. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. I don't speak a lot, and I can't stop. And I can't stop.
Morning, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Today is the 23rd. Oh, I got a bill due today. Are all of y'all on auto pay on your bills? A lot of you considering it. I actually had my one of my agents, companies I deal with, she recommended that I not. She said because this company, I'm not going to name the company, but she said that sometimes they've been prone to take out 2 payments. So I don't know if that's something that just is specific to them, or tell me about your experience. Have you had other people to do you that as well? Just asking, because I learn a lot from YouTube. That's why I try to give as much information as I can, because I get a lot. And I feel like if I'm able to come here and get, I ought to be able to give. If I'm going to actually try to be, a beacon of light, I'm not going to always be coming here to get something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming here to get anything anyway, but I'm just saying. That's definitely not my intent. But yeah, y'all, how's everybody doing? Welcome all my new subscribers. It's always love over here. I don't know, this hair ain't acting right. I've been using the flexi rods. I don't really put heat in my hair. I curled my hair twice last week, a week before last, for the first time in years. I don't like the way heat makes my hair smell. I feel like once I put heat to it, I need to take it off and wash it. It just, I don't know. It just smells smoky to me. But yeah, so I'm not avoiding y'all. I'm driving, so I'm looking at the road. But I was just concerned. I was just looking at that auto pay situation. I just manually pay everything. When I get paid, I just go through and manually pay everybody. Yeah. And you know what? And I'm gonna thank God, because in my younger years, being a single mom and low wage jobs, I did what I had to do. I come on, get over. I did what I had to do, man. I threw newspapers. I probably would be a DoorDasher or Instacarter or something like that. But thank God, like I said, I'm older now. I don't have to do all that. When I was younger and could, I did it. Yeah. Now, I ain't too proud to beg, but begging would be the last result for me. Hustling gonna be number one for me. Because you can't be a boss and a beg at the same time. That just don't go right. To me, that just don't work. Bosses don't beg, okay? If you a boss and you get money from somebody, you got some type of good or service you selling. That's boss behavior. Yes, it is. Oh, y'all, I'm headed to work. I got a meeting tonight, so I'll be late getting home. But that's okay. It's all a part of the job. Gives me a chance to, mingle with different people. Same people, but different people sometimes too. Yeah, but yeah, I ain't got much to talk about, but I just wanted to stop in and say hello. And one thing I do want to talk to, one group of people, and I don't get a lot, but I do have some 18 to 24-year-olds. I want to talk to you all, and I guess now's not the time. I don't have enough time to get into it. But today, after my meeting, or sometime today or tomorrow, I do want to talk to the high school graduates, the college graduates, especially if you're in Louisiana. Now, I can't really be specific. I have to be specific to what I know. I can't speak on what I don't know. I can only tell you about the experience I have here and what my recommendations would be for somebody, right? So I'll come back later and we'll discuss it. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good day. Bye. Hey, y'all. Okay, I'm off of work. So when I left earlier today, I was talking about high school students, and once you graduate, what are you going to do? So are you going in the military? Are you going to enter the workforce? Are you going to school? What are your plans? What direction are you headed? So see, this is when, after you get out of high school, this is when there's no more mom hollering and telling you to get up. People making you do things you don't want to do. You have to be driven to do these things on your own. And so when I graduated, I went out. I worked. I had I worked for my city government my senior year of high school. Why am I talking about me? Because this may give you some direction. That's why. But anyway, I worked my senior year, and then after I graduated, I still worked because I had a cooperative office education job. I still worked, and so I stopped working the job that Friday, and I think I went off to Grambling that Sunday, maybe, or maybe I did a week because I worked. Remember, I had my daughter in high school, so I worked my entire senior year. I bought my prom dress. I paid for everything because I already had a child, so I know that was a burden on my parents. My parents were together until my dad died. He died a year after I graduated from high school. And so, but anyway, yeah, I went out to college even though I had a child because my parents, you know, I knew I wanted a better life. And then we had a family member, my nephew's aunt, who I told y'all she's an angel. My mom said she had her daughter in college and she went on back to school and she finished, and you could do that too. So she was my, you know how people inspire you and they don't even know it? That was her. And I tell her all the time she's an angel because she does so much to help so many. She's the one I told you would go and visit my brother. She and her husband went one time on a break because she teaches. They went on a break one time and they went through a snowstorm. They went through a storm. They went through a storm, a snowstorm traveled to my brothers to see him. And like I said, why I love them and respect them so much is, like I told her and her husband, they did for my brother when they knew he had absolutely nothing to give. Nothing to give. That's pure love. That's God's love. But anyway, yeah. So, my mom always told me she did it, you could do it, you know. So that's why I like I told y'all, I ain't perfect. I didn't do things the right way, but if I can help one other young girl, like old women used to say, hold yourself up. Don't go out there and have kids until you marry. It's just better for you, and it's also better for your kids. Your kids need to have a mom and dad involved in their life every single day. They do. But, you know, if the situation is such that it didn't work out, don't sit there and dwell on that. Do what you have to do. That's what I did. I had to. I didn't have a choice. I knew that I didn't want to live on federal assistance and all that. So that's why I went to school. Because I knew I wanted a better life. And so, anyway, but I'm back to the kids. I'm kind of giving you some of my situations so I can tie it back into yours. If you've graduated high school, you haven't selected a college to go to, you haven't done any work, Maybe you could take the first year as a gap year. I didn't even know what a gap year was. Now, old as I was, some Malia Obama did, and I had to research it. It's the year immediately following graduation where you take time off. You decide what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that, but I recommend getting you some type of job. Now, for me, when I came home during the summers, well, it was 2 summers, I didn't work. I don't know what I'm trying to see what I did. Yes, I did. I did like little odd jobs. One job I got, y'all, was calling people on the telephone trying to telemarket. That was not for me. It was not. So that didn't go well. I probably did that once, 1 day or 2 days. They gave you a script and all that. That wasn't for me. I'm not a salesperson. But anyway, so if you're not gonna go to if you're not gonna go to college, you haven't decided whether you want to go in the military, I would recommend, and I talk about this all the time, getting you a job with some form of government, right? So one of the perks or the benefits now some forms of government, you're not going to get a good paycheck. You're going to be, for one thing, you don't have any experience, right? No education. So you're at a disadvantage in that regard. But what you need to do, you have to start somewhere. And my mom used to always tell us, if you go in the big end, the only way you come out is the small end. If you go in little, the only way you can go up is big. Right? So anyway, I would recommend, I don't care if you, one thing you need to do though is have some computer skills, because that's necessary in just about every job that you have. You're going to have to learn, if nothing else, you're going to have to learn how to check your email. So I think computer literacy should be a class that everybody have to take. Learn you some computer skills. If you didn't get any in school, your local library usually has some type of computer training classes there. There are also, like if you have a workforce development center, they have like tutorials and stuff that you can use. You know, you can go and practice on. Because a lot of times you're going to be tested. Now, the state of Louisiana, they just changed it January of this year, where some of the testing, some of the testing they removed, like the office occupations and the professional entry. So now what happens is you're testing, you're interviewing. Your interview is actually your test. And so when I was at Lowe's, when I first started, we were training coordinators, and then we moved to human resource managers, and we had to do that. And so based on how you ask the questions, you were graded. And that is what they're doing now. Oh, I know a young guy. I think he goes to church once. Anyway, so learn all you can. Listen. Don't think you know everything, because you don't. I don't. I'm still learning. I'm 58 years old. I'm 40 years older than you if you're 18. I'm 40 years older than you. And if I could give any young lady advice, is to concentrate on, first of all, I want to tell y'all to have a relationship with God, because you're going to need it. You're going to be faced with situations you're not going to know what to do. And for me, I just pray until the Lord gives me some type of answer. You know, sometimes I get it and listen to my pastor or another pastor, or sometimes in conversation with somebody else, I get the epiphany. Or sometimes when I'm doing things, a lot of times I love to cook, and when I'm cooking, that's a lot of times when it's my time to think, to prepare. A lot of people tell you, people that runners, they'll tell you that they spend their time, it's like alone time with myself and with God, you know, and it's in a place doing something you love to do. But anyway, so yeah, you can do that. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. If you're 18 years old, right, and you go and you get you a government job, what the government jobs is, you don't pay into Social Security. You pay into a retirement. And so you get so many years in there, and you can earn, if you start early enough, in 40 years, but we're actually 30 years, most of them is 30 years, you can be getting the same amount of money you was working for. And if you want to, you can just go work somewhere else, because you done maxed out on that job. I'm telling you, you know, listen to me, please. Don't go out and thinking that you have to do illegal things to make it, because you don't. If you trust God and you work hard, he's going to always make a way. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to always be easy, because it's not. I told y'all, y'all people that don't know me, welcome all my new subscribers if you just coming. Single mother 2. Well, I'm sorry. Single mother 3. I'm sorry. Oh, I said 2. Well, when I was going through all these situations, I was a single mother 2. I had 2 daughters. And you know, girls are more expensive. Dance line, hair accessories, and you know, just different things that they need that boys don't need. Like you got a son. Like with my son, it's so much easier. Like I go get his hair cut, buy him the basic color dress shoes. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And I shop smart. I always have. I always will, as long as the Lord give me strength to do so. And you know, I found my son Penny's. I love JC Penney dress clothes. They had the Stafford men dress shirts with the tie. Those sets that's normally $50 and things like that. $9.99. So I bought every color that they had in his size. So I probably spent about $70 on 7 different dress shirts. You know, to add to what he already had. And some of them he haven't even used yet. But I'm just saying, you find ways to save money. I got off a little bit, but coming back to the high school graduates. So if you go and get you a government job, by the time you're my age, you can retire. And then if you still want to work, you can. My ex retired at 56, I think. He had just turned 56 or 55. And he's already retired. And you know what I'm saying is, it's all about the decisions that you make. You may not start. Excuse me. You may not start off making a lot of money, but in time you will get your increases and things like that. And the thing is, sometimes you're gonna have hardships. We all do. But if you, like I said, if you trust God, lean and depend on Him, and just do the right thing. You know what? I never. You know, when I started off at Kmart, I was a cashier. After a year, they made me a supervisor. Then they made me a assistant manager. Then I went to HR, and I've been in HR ever since. Because Kmart allowed me the opportunity to finish school, and I finished school, and then I worked with them for a little bit, and then I left because that. And I'm telling you, I just saw the Lord working. The store closed, so in the midst, I had graduated in May. They announced that the store was closing in June, I think. I went back after my maternity leave after I had my son, and the store closed that November. So they gave me like a little severance. It gave me unemployment so I can get myself situated. And I mean, you know, you see God working in mysterious ways, but He works. It works. If you trust Him, try to live right. But what I was going to tell y'all, I didn't do anything illegal. I didn't step on anybody's toes. I didn't set anybody up. All I did was went to work, took care of my kids, you know, helped my mom with different stuff, you know, that she needed done and all that. And I made it. And you can do it too. Live right. Listen to people, who you know. Watch them how they work. You know who to listen to based on how they live their life. If all they do is lie and be conniving and all that, then you don't want to follow them. You don't. Yeah. So if you're going to college, by now you should have already applied for the college you want to go to. You should already have your FAFSA, that's your financial aid, your student aid report. And when you do your financial aid, you can write down what colleges you want to attend and have codes. See, when I went off to school, I did all that myself. I did my colleges, my co-worker and my college roommate when I first went to school, her mom went to Grambling. Her mom was a school teacher, her dad was a principal. And so she knew everything to do, so she kind of guided me and stuff too. And what I liked about her parents, they knew that, back in the day when I got pregnant in high school, we were frowned upon. In fact, I was so embarrassed I didn't go to school. I quit going to school And the counselor, he was a Caucasian man named Mr. Thompson. He called my mom and he told her, he said, your daughter has been an honor student all of her life. He said that she needs to come back to school. If she don't want to come back to school, they had this place for teenage mothers. And so that's where I finished out that grade. And so I came back after I had my daughter that April. I went back to that school that May. No, I don't think I went back to school that year. 6 months, 6 weeks, April. No, school was probably out. But by me being out of school like that, it brought my GPA down because I wasn't in class at all. So it was semesters I didn't turn in any work, and so I was a point, like a less than a percentage point of graduating with honors. I had a 2.9 something, but you had to have a 3.0, so I didn't graduate with honors because of that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you need to figure out what you're gonna do. I can tell you, if you're gonna stay around home, live with your parents and go to school, you're still gonna need a job because you want your own money. I found that retail was the best job to have while going to school because your work schedule could be flexible. You could work on the weekends. I was so fortunate. I look back over my life and I know it was nothing but God. And my village wasn't just my family and friends. It was my co-workers. I remember I had this lady, pretty young black lady. I call her my friend, which she is. We helped her with her wedding. But anyway, my younger daughter, was so picky about what she ate. My friend, I would have to work nights because maybe I had went to school that morning or whatever, and I would buy the food and pay for it, or give her the money, she paid for it, and she dropped that food out to my kids. People just looked out for you, you know. I had a friend across the street that she saw something wasn't right, she'd tell me. You know what I'm saying? So at one time, my older brother and his wife lived right next door. They would make sure my kids had. So I'm not going to sit on here and tell you it was easy. I'm not going to tell you that I didn't, with God's help and my people help, that I made it. But yeah, that's why I try to give back, especially the people in need, because I know the sacrifices that other people have made for me. Like I told you about my nephew who died. A big help to me and my kids. A very big help. And like right now, I'm very soft-hearted. I got this family friend. He dated my niece, and so my niece was at Southern at the same time my daughters were there. So he would go and get her, and he would bring them home. He would buy them food, wouldn't charge them no gas, and I appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? That helped me. And so, like, he got married, and so the wife, I don't know, I guess she feels some type of way because she know he really did love my niece. And so he's not overly friendly, and it kind of hurt my feelings because I loved him like a nephew because he was just that close to our family, and that's how I loved and cared about him. And it's like you know how sometimes I had a friend like that, blessed the dead. He and I were friends. We would get on the phone and talk for hours at a time. And I dated his brother, but the brother, like, he was jealous because we talked. But anyway, when he got married, if I would see him in with his wife, you would think he didn't know me. And I told him, I said, well, I don't like friends like that. She shouldn't be jealous of you that you can't have all we did. And once he got married, I don't even think we talked on the phone much, which I can understand once he got married. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. All I know is I care about people. You know, we have people in our family that's twice removed. What I mean by twice removed, they may be on their second husband or wife, or my family may be on their second husband or wife. But we still communicate. But you know what? Two of my brothers married twice, but the other one's just married one time. Yeah. Other two just married once. But yeah, I'm just saying, y'all, I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to school you. I mean, you know what? We got to realize that some kids, 18 years old, you getting out of school, you thinking they're grown. But they really haven't had anybody to guide them. So if you out of high school, you getting ready to graduate and you worried about your life and stuff, reach out to me. Comment here, down below, and ask me any questions you want to ask me. What I recommend. You don't have to take my advice. If you don't take it, that's okay. But I told y'all, if you don't know me, I listened to this pastor at 12 o'clock. He said that you're not going to be able to help everybody because you don't have that ability. But the people the Lord wants you to help, He's going to place in your path. And so if there's any kid out here getting ready to go out to college, maybe you don't have anybody. Maybe the people that are your role models, or the people in your life never went to school, don't know what to do, or they got some other issues. They may have mental health issues, they may have drug addiction, they just may have just don't know. But I don't mind helping anybody, and anybody that know me would tell you that I do not. That's my passion, is to help people. I hope that everybody I meet is in a better situation after they met me than they were before. That's my, we were at a job fair at college a couple of weeks ago, and I met this young guy, and he told me that he wants to be an attorney, and he's worried about taking the LSAT. So I reached out to a lady I know that's an attorney. Well, actually, she's a family friend. I've been knowing her all her life, and I reached out to her and gave her his information to contact him. And I reached back out to him and asked him if he heard. Oh, I need to call or text her, because he said he hadn't heard from her yet. She's a philanthropist, though. She's always giving back. Always. And God, He's amazing, y'all. He's awesome. I'm telling y'all. And in life, you got chaos all around you. Don't know which way to turn. Don't know who to trust. Go to God. He will give you discernment. Y'all, I'm telling you, you will have peace. A relationship with God will give you peace when you ain't got a dime in your pocket. You don't know where you're going to lay your head. Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's a place of peace. They say, talk about that peace that surpasses all understanding. Being in God's presence put you there. You could just, whew. But young kids, and so today we're just going to talk about if you're not going to college. We'll pick up on something else tomorrow. But today, I want to talk about those that's not going to school. Try to get you a government job. If you can't get a government job right away, start working somewhere, right? Get you a job somewhere. Target, the minimum wage, $7.25. I think they say Target paying their cashiers $15. McDonald's, my little niece worked there. She started out making 10. She's got a promotion now, so she's making more. But look, get up, make yourself presentable, go to work, be on time. Boys, young men, ain't gonna call y'all boys. Fix yourself up. Don't be showing your briefs, and don't nobody need to see you got on Polo, Hanes, Fruit Loops, or whatever cover. That don't need to be visible. Do y'all know what they said? This guy used to like me. He was an old guy. He's dead now. He said that those old baggy pants like that the guys be wearing, he said they used to wear their pants like that when they worked in the field, because know why? You know why? They couldn't stop work, so they had to actually use the bathroom in their pants. And that's why they had it hanging, so when it dropped, it wouldn't be up on them. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, y'all, I want to see us all do better. I want to see us all win. Look, I have 2 kids that went to college. My second daughter didn't graduate. My oldest daughter has a master's. My son is in technical college. He has autism. He has a lot of anxiety, don't like to drive. He started rocking with or playing with his place or whatever when he's around a lot of people. He has social anxiety. But I still try to instill in him, that he is important. He is somebody. He's special. God made him. He can be successful. And what he told me one day? He don't want to be a bum. I said, you control your destiny with God's help. Anything you want, pray to God about it. Young people, please, before you go off to school, especially when you get there, find you a church home. Now listen, don't let nobody tell you, I don't want to go to church, them people ain't no good. You ain't going there for the people, you going there to have a relationship with God. You like those rappers, you go to their concerts, right? You like God, go to his house sometimes. I'm telling you, it's going to change your whole outlook on life. On Sundays is one of the happiest days after I got fulfilled with the Spirit. I got a word from God. I feel so, y'all, Sunday is my day of, oh my God, it's a feel-good day for me. It really is. And I want everybody to be able to experience that. When I told y'all, I said before, when I was younger, all I wanted to do was be successful. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to graduate from college. In fact, I had this guy I was dating. He said, he was in the military. He's getting ready to go home. And he said, well, what if I go, he was from Cleveland. What if I go back to Cleveland and become a garbage worker? I say, well, we can't be nothing but friends. He said, I hope you fall on your face. I don't know if he meant it or not. But what I'm saying is, that wasn't the right answer. If it doesn't matter, if that garbage man is respectful, he's a God-fearing man, he's making an honest living, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. So. But anyway, y'all, I think I'm rambling, but that's my spiel for today. I want y'all to think about your life, what you want to do. If you don't feel like you want to live in if you're living in an impoverished area, I would advise you to go off to school somewhere, go in the military. If you want to do any one of those things, the railroad used to relocate you. You understand? So I'm gonna just end this right here today. We're gonna pick back up tomorrow. We're gonna talk about college. So today is just get the job in the workforce, right? I'll be back. Talk to y'all later. Bye.